Hope. What does it mean? Does it mean wishing for something? Is it simply a form of prayer to the powers that may be? If so, then why do I hold so dearly to it? Why do I consider it a possibility and even plan based on it? Could it be a mind trick that I practice upon myself? A way to silence the nagging voice in my mind, telling me that things are not going to be all fine? Is it a snack to curb the hunger of my soul? Or a wooden match that I light to keep myself warm from the icy blizzard that is my reality? That is a foolish approach if you ask me. And for that I admit, I am the most foolish person alive. As I have made the most sophisticated plans and the most detailed approaches to overcome problems I may never encounter, in lands I may never visit. And even as I write now, I still hold to that match. But sooner or later the match does go off, and I am left freezing again. And most times, instead of getting up and starting to build a shelter, I light another match, hoping the morning may quickly come to melt the snow piling around me, threatening to become my frozen grave, as I sit in waiting. Or that a kind Samaritan may come along and pick me up to the land of light. Trusting that the circumstances will change to be in my favor and the 7 hard years will pass and my years of plenty will come. Because I have suffered enough. God knows I have suffered enough. In my desperation, I risk all that I have in reality for a feeble promise of the unknown. For the bitter waiting has made me despise my reality. It is all or nothing, I say, demanding to be measured in the scale of destiny's justice, not knowing I will be found light in scale, very light. For what I have in reality, is the dream of so many less fortunate souls, and yet I long for more. I tell myself that I deserve better, because I am fair, or honest, or kind, or decent, or because I simply didn't harm anyone, unlike those evil people in their palaces lit by the torches of greed and indecency, though I can't resist envying them. But I am wrong. All humans have suffered enough, for no suffering is little to the afflicted. And yet many don't get what they wish for. For as eagles were created to fly, the children of man were doomed to suffer. I hurt myself most of all. I refuse to eat from the bread of reality waiting for the feast of my dreams. I ignore what is obvious. There are no more kind Samaritans. There are no more ships sailing to the land of light. Not on this earth at least. All that is left is a frosty planet, frozen to its core. I forget the most basic thing. Everything I ever had was paid for with blood, tears, and sweat. Whether those were my own or that of the people who toiled for my happiness. And yet I do that for a good reason. Because the moment I believe that my reality may never prosper, I simply die. It is quite a simple rule of survival. One can't survive for more than 3 seconds without hope. The years of waiting have made me weak. I can no longer stand to build a shelter. But I decide to try anyway. A final cry of rebellion against my reality. Like a candle, I stick the match in the snow, knowing it will be but seconds before it goes off, yet for the sake of all the years that passed in anticipation I don't throw it away. Shaking and shivering I stand, inching toward the forest I avoided going into for so long. I gather the wood. I strike the first nail. The sound of the hammer hurts my ears, but I care no more. For now I am at war. Against everything and against everyone, and most of all, against myself. The walls are up. Suddenly the wind doesn't hurt as much. Yet I don't notice. I have grown used to the pain that my nerves no longer feel the change. The roof is up. No more howling winds. But I am deaf from the sound of the hammering anyway. I go outside to see how it all looks. And yet I can't open my eyes. For the sunrise is finally upon us. I look up to see it. Ashamed of its laziness, a shy sun is lurking behind the clouds. But I no longer care. Whether it decides to go up or go back down, I no longer care. I look at where I used to sit in the snow, and what do you know? The match is still lit. How rude it is to attempt to persuade me with the dance of its red flames again. In my anger, I step forward to stomp on it, but just before I do, a dawning understanding begins to break through the anger, and I realize the most shocking truth. The home that I have built is of the same wood as the match. For I am the forest and the woodcutter, and I decide whether to cut matches of dreams to burn in waiting, or logs of effort to build a home, or perhaps planks to make a boat, to carry me to those lands of light I once planned to visit. Better yet, a mixture of the three. Since without a match of fantasy, the home will be dark and dreadful, and the ship will be chilling, and may stray in the harrowing ocean of hardships.